going on, everybody? Welcome to the Oil Stream, brought to you by Boston Pizza. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much to Boston Pizza for being the presenting sponsor of the Oil Stream. And we actually have plans to be at a Boston Pizza. Did you get that email I sent last night?
Yes, I saw it last night, and I actually just was in my email right now. Our triumphant return.
Yes.
Huge shout out to Jason, who's had a hard year over at BP.
Clairview.
And they've apparently built the bee's knees in BP's.
I cannot wait to get there.
Sounds like it's awesome. Talking to Tara, talking to like Curtis, because all the owners know each other. Was it Cody and Tyler over at BP Capilano?
Yeah.
We've always asked, and we get an update on it. And it sounds like they did like the Cadillac of
the Clairview BP's is not to be
Pizza.
messed around with.
I don't trifle with it.
So we will be there on April 16th. That's not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. I'll be there for Lock Shop. We'll be there for Oil Stream, and you can swing on by and have lunch. Go for lunch at Boston Pizza for $15. You get a main, you get a side, you get a drink, and if it's not ready in 20 minutes or less, it's on them.
On them
next time, which is obviously pretty cool.
I like that.
And there will be some playoff appearances, I would think, for Tommy Gazzola and the GCL Diesel pre and post at Boston Pizza Westgate for sure.
We're not ready to announce the other thing yet, right? Or are we good too?
I don't know what it is.
The other on location for playoffs.
Let's save that one for a sec.
Yeah.
Probably, but let me just double check on it.
Yeah. Because I wasn't 100%.
But that'll be good too. We got a home location for playoffs too, I guess is what we're saying.
It's going to be great.
And we'll get to that, and I think you really like it, especially if you're going to be at the games. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. You can also fire us a text anytime at 780-218-9999. That's 780-218-9999. If you are listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, that would be the best way to get a hold of us. 780-218-9999. Tommy, what do you think of the new AS t-shirts available at $780?
Sick.
They look nice.
We've had people already like asking about them. Like, hey, can you get me one? I'm like, I don't have one.
Tell Schmitty to go to a store and buy one.
He's going.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But I was like, hey, are we getting any? And you're like, tell him to go get one.
Yeah, go get one. That's why we're selling these at a store.
Yeah. But it's a super limited run.
Yeah, how did Adore 780? He's great. I adore him. And his name is Adore. It's really funny.
You did there, you clever
when I go see him, I walk in to see him through Adore. It works. It works out really well.
Stop it.
So they have 5 locations: Londonderry,
Kingsway,
Southgate, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the mall.
Yes.
Outlet by the mall.
Mall.
Bones was texting in earlier. He was out at the one. I'm assuming he works at the airport, so I'm assuming he was over there.
Yeah.
They have 12 blacks and 12 blues at each location to start.
Yeah.
And so you're going to want to move quick on these. I'm going to go to a store after the show. I just want to go into a store
even
and like buy one of our shirts. You know, like I want to see it in a store.
That's cool.
Kind of cool. Maybe I'll buy a adult small for Marshall.
He's ready for it.
Yeah, the Muzz isn't big enough for an adult small yet, but Marshall can roll one.
I feel like she'll get quite the haul of EST stuff as she gets older.
Oh yeah, well, she's already got a little sweater. She's way cooler than us anyway.
Yeah, that's
not that our stuff isn't cool, but she likes. She's a little fashionista. She's 8 years old. It's ridiculous. Speaking of Marshall, he started 3-on-3 last night.
Basketball?
No, hockey. Playing 3-on-3 spring hockey.
Oh, cool.
And it was good. So we were up 9-3. And then how it works is if you're down by 6, you get an extra player. So the other team got to play 4-on-3.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just for until they got 1 goal and then they were only down by 5 again. But they get to keep the extra player on until the game is tied, if they can tie it.
Interesting.
So we were up 9-3, like early second. And then the other team got an extra player for like almost the rest of the game, ended up beating us 12-11. I know. I know. It was tough.
That pisses me off.
Marshall, the old eliminator there. It was funny because in 3-on-3, it's kind of a free-for-all.
Yeah.
But his defensive instincts, he kept like backing up. I'm like, get up there. It's 3-on-3. Like, he's like, I got to look after. And he actually only iced for 1 goal against in that 3-on-3 game.
Yeah,
up to good. Like where it was 12-11. So but he had a lot of fun. I like that 3-on-3. It's fun for kids. There's a lot of ice. There's room to skate, have some confidence with it. And maybe if the Oilers get there, they could go Arvidsson, Brown, and Skinner because those are the 3 guys who scored last night.
Did they ever?
Yes, they did. How was postgame? I'll just be honest with you right off the top. I went to bed right after the game last night.
I think a lot of people did the same thing.
Yeah, it was so late, and it wasn't a great hockey game. Like they won, which was great.
Yeah.
Draisaitl left, which sucked.
Yeah.
But like overall, I don't know. I had a hard, you know what it is? And I wanted to bitch about this on Twitter last night, but I was too tired to even go on Twitter and complain. You know what I'm going to complain about?
Go for it.
The angle. The damn television angle in San Jose.
Oh,
I hate it.
Yeah, it's
It
a funny rink.
It seems so, it looks different than every other game you see.
Florida is the same, by the way.
Well, I didn't notice that in the Cup final last year.
Florida is not the same, but it is a funny angle. That's where it's similar. However, where I think San Jose is like higher up, Florida is low. And then in the Stanley Cup final, maybe the playoffs too, I felt like
Did they change the cameras around a bit or
They put
something?
a camera up, a broadcast cam.
That may make sense.
To make it more normal, standard, if you will, streamlined.
But I could not even, like I couldn't do it. I watched the whole bloody game, but the angle was just driving me insane
always been
all
like
night.
that.
I know. And it's just, but they haven't played. The game they played against San Jose this year, was that here?
That was here.
Yeah,
so that was
that's
the first time in San
that
Jose.
we've watched them in San Jose this year. And I'm just like, man, I hate this camera angle.
Well, it's funny. Like that rink is, I was telling Hernan yesterday, like it is simple, bare bones. It was built in like 93. There isn't much to it. It's small. They keep it clean and they've obviously renovated it here and there, but there's not a ton you can do with it. And like there are some rinks like that one where you look at it and you're like, why is it always so dark? St. Louis, I used to think the same thing. Then you travel to them and you get there and you're like, oh, it's like the lighting in here is normal. Why does it look so weird on camera?
Yeah.
And it's just kind of, and like in Chicago, the lighting that they have in there looks yellow, but then you see it in a broadcast and they white balance it and it looks normal. It's very strange. Like you go to the rinks and the difference is what you perceive them to be from viewing them on TV to when you actually get there. And San Jose is kind of like that too, where it's like, why the hell is it so dark in there all the time? And then I got there, and I'm like, oh, it's normal. What am I complaining about?
Yeah.
But you're right. It's one of those weird ones. It's not a great rink.
Frustrated me last night.
It's not a great ring. It's okay.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, it's satisfactory.
So how was the post-game reaction last night? Was
Concern,
it mostly concern for Leon?
Yeah, lots of that. An appreciation for the guys who did score. Arvidsson, 3 straight games with goals. Jeff Skinner, he's got 15, Dusty.
I know. We'll talk about the playoff lineup in a second.
Right. And then who had the other one? It was Arvidsson.
Were you talking goals?
Yeah,
Connor
Connor Brown. Yeah, good for Connor Brown. He called it a B-way.
A B-way?
Yeah, we ran his audio after.
Is that what they're calling breakaways now?
A B-way, or is that just a Connor Brownism?
Hockey terms. Like, come on,
it's
hockey
a dumb
guy.
one.
You
know what?
That as B-way.
Can I? I know it's. I got beef. Can I stretch
yes.
into this?
Okay, what's going on
Brought
here?
to you by Acme Meats.
Yeah.
I got beef with people calling a suspension a sussy.
I thought it was a suspy. Are they calling them sussies? I can understand having
I've
a
heard
P in
people
it.
say sussy, and I'm like,
a sussy.
And even I've used this before too for concussion. I've said conky. I don't like it.
That's not good either.
Conky, sussy.
Conky's the Christmas poo.
He is. He loves me, and I love you. Yeah. Oh, that was Mr. Hanky.
Mr. Hanky.
But Conky was the doll from
the doll from yeah. Sorry, I sometimes
Boys.
Get Trailer Park Boys and South Park mixed
That's
up.
okay. It's shit humor.
Yeah. That's kind of good work, Tommy.
Thank you.
You're funny today.
Anyway, I remember when I was like 17, 18, 19, 20, like you're playing junior hockey, and I remember listening to my friends in the locker room going into like a practice one day, and I'm like, wow, those guys sound like idiots, and I love them. Those guys sound like whatever that conversation is sounds like two morons talking, but I love them. My best friend sounds like he reads at a 7th grade level, but I love him. And I was like, boy, we're dumb. We're dumb hockey players. And so I'm like, I vowed to myself, use your studies.
Yeah, do you think they shorten words because they can't remember how to say them long version?
Maybe. But I also think it's like a trying to be cool factor. But someone said,
B-way is bad, though.
B-way is bad. Sussy, conky. And you're like,
yeah.
Not necessarily.
It's just going to get worse, buddy.
It's just
Some of the language a lot of these kids use nowadays, like I'll see them pop up on TikTok and stuff, and it's just like... There's so
janky.
many.
We got that from Jasmine
what's
today.
Janky?
It's like just not great.
Oh, that's janky.
That's janky. Yeah.
So like not great as in like Draisaitl getting injured is janky or a different thing?
Well, the way Jasmine used it today, she was talking about Macklin Celebrini's Range Rover, and she said, "Did you see the color? It's janky."
So is it a color?
It's just like not great. Like kind of like,
Damn.
that's
tough. That's tough then.
crappy. I don't know. That's kind of how I would do it. This text comes in and says from Induced Comics, B-Way sounds like a sexual term. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I guess. Mr. Garbick says, love the term B-Way. No, you don't. Nobody can possibly be like, man, I was just like, oh man, you see my B-Way? What are you talking about? Just did you see my breakaway? Just say breakaway.
I had a breakaway.
It's the exact same. Like this is what really pisses me off. I guess we're freaking out Friday here a little bit on the oil stream.
Yeah.
When you shorten something, but it's the same amount of syllables.
Oh,
like
yeah.
just like, well, I guess breakaway is just, technically 3. B-way shorter. B-way shorter, but like breakaway, B-way. I mean, why can't we just call a breakaway a breakaway? Why can't we just call a suspension a suspension? Why do hockey players need to shorten everything?
Well,
I don't understand it. And I mean, I'm not even complaining about the nicknames. All the nicknames are pretty lame too. But nicknames are nicknames. But to shorten all of the terms for the game, I don't like it.
Me neither. It's just kind of preference, obviously. Mr. Gerbeck via the nasty chat says the CFL is not janky, but janky.
Now, what's that mean?
Don't know. Probably not even a thing.
There's 2 different versions of janky?
Well, I would assume janky, the one we're discussing, is spelled Jenky. Mr. Gerbeck has used Janky, which is a totally different word.
All right. Well, we'll see how it sorts itself out, I guess.
I suppose so.
Yeah, that's terrific. You can text us anytime. Okay, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Did you do Cal and St. Albert's on the janky? Sorry, I was reading.
No,
okay.
I see TV camera guy says Tommy's explanation of janky was janky.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was. I don't even know. Cal in St. Albert says, I always use janky for something that's poorly put together. Like if Dusty built a shed, it would probably be janky. The shed that I have at my home was there when I bought it. It was fine when I bought it. Now I would probably describe it as a bit janky. Like I haven't upkept it. It's got weird dirt spots all over it, which I guess I could clean off. There's a puck hole in it from playing on the outdoor rink. So yeah, my shed, even though I did not build it, I think we could describe as janky.
I would like to be perfectly clear here. I apparently was wrong with the spelling.
Really?
Yes. So Mr. Gerbeck had it right. I apologize. I'm very, very, very new to this term. VR Montenegro says janky is proper spelling. Janky is a slang term meaning of poor or doubtful quality, often used to describe things that are broken, unreliable, or poorly made. Okay, so let's tie this into the Oilers because this is the Oil Stream brought to you by Boston Pizza. Yep. And everybody's having a good time out there. I hear Gager explaining like F1 terms to the young Brundon and Trev. Look how engaged they are. Yeah, they're really loving whatever Gager's talking about. Like, listen to this old man talk. Yeah, that Brundon needs a haircut though. Holy smokes. Says you. He looks ridiculous. Who or what about the Oilers or on the Oilers is the most janky? The most janky thing about them? So if the definition is janky is a slang term meaning of poor or doubtful quality, often used to describe things that are broken, unreliable, or poorly made, what or who is the jankiest thing on the Oilers? To me, what is the jankiest thing on the Oilers is their killer instinct. Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yep. Have to play all these 1-goal games as opposed to just putting teams away? Yep. 21 1-goal victories this year. Or wait, 21 1-goal games. I looked at that stat last night. I think they've won, was it 19 of them? Anyway, they're right up there. They're top of the league. I had it on the NHL stats last night. It was late. Although they've won these games, which is great, and they've had a pretty good season. They haven't lived up to, that true contender, kick the crap out of the bad teams type of season. And to me, that is janky because in this team's life cycle,
We are ridiculous, aren't we?
we are silly boys. In this team's life cycle, where they're at now with who is on the roster, I feel like they should be able to go into a 32nd place San Jose and beat the wheels off of them, have a multi-goal lead after the first period, maintain it, maybe build on it in the second, and cruise in the third. That didn't happen. They had to get a great save from Calvin Pickard late. They hit the post on an empty net, and they lose their best player. That method sums up the season to me, at least, and it's janky, in my opinion.
Okay, 780-218-9999. Oilers roster is janky AF right now with all the injuries.
That's a good one.
I think, to me, if I'm accurately understanding the term janky, I think Oilers management, their current management group, has been a bit janky, and
Yeah.
I'm concerned about their jankiness moving forward. Daniel Y over in the chat says the dealing, I guess he would say handling. The handling of Jeff Skinner has been both janky and jonky. Yonky. Is
Yonky?
that Yonky? Is that
Yanka?
all right, so you've got that going for you. 7-8. Here we go. Empty net goal attempts have been very janky.
Yes, they have
All right?
been.
That's even Skinner last night.
Hits the post.
Clangs one off the post.
Had an
So
extra
janky.
second, by the way.
He did too, didn't he?
Zedmo, I think Zedmo also came at me and said Tom is microdosing. Zedmo, I would like to ask if you're microdosing.
Is that a
because-
mushrooms related thing?
Yeah, it is. Zedmo writes, Pods is due. He scores tonight. In what game, Zedmo?
That's a really good point. I mean, I know he's due, but it's going to be tough to bury one tonight.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny, actually. If you're watching over YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. You can text us anytime at 780-218-9999. We can get to a few of those. What are you laughing at now?
Zedmo replied, I'm about to.
Sounds like you already are.
It's your Friday.
There you go. Okay, what's up with Arvidsson lately, buddy? Is this
He's playing good.
Yeah, he's playing well,
he's
right?
A little buzzsaw yesterday. All over the place. I like it. And him shooting from good areas has led to goals. And I mean, he tucked that nasty one against Vegas, which I really appreciate that. That's what he's supposed to be. When
like
he
the
was,
greasy one.
Yeah, when he dug in there and Aiden Hill was mad, they took the extra penalty. That was a great goal. I appreciate those types of goals. And, he was shooting from all kinds of weird spots on the ice in the offensive zone, and that was frustrating. I believe Belzy calls it the Polish breakout, where you rim it or you miss the net and it goes around. I thought that was funny. Anyway, he's starting to get slot shots like he did on that goal yesterday. I know it was on the power play. Great feed by Leon Draisaitl, a little one touch into the middle. Boom. Arvidsson just bar down pretty much. That was a really nice
pretty good
goal.
rocket, and he likes to get it off. Like,
Yeah.
depending on, it doesn't really matter where he's at on the ice. He'll fire that
He's
thing.
darting in and out. He's not afraid to muck it up in the corners. So he must be in good health. He's playing well, and I like it. And hopefully he can maintain it, knock on wood, that he stays healthy, because that, I think, is the Victor Arvidsson they were hoping for. Obviously, for the majority of the season, they haven't had it. Right now, that's a good thing. And it proves, too, and I was talking about this last night on Postgame show, they still have good players. Like, you look at their roster, and you're like, okay, they still have Hyman. They have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. They have a former Hart Trophy winner in Corey Perry, who's had a good year. Now, when he's not on, he's pretty quiet. You don't see a lot of him. Henrique should still be a good player. Brown, hit or miss. Arvidsson, Skinner. Like, these are all competent, capable, proven NHLers. A lot of them have been all-stars at times. You still got those guys to the point where if they don't have Draisaitl tomorrow, on top of the longer list of injuries that they already have, I would think that for one game, maybe they could pull it together. Dig deep, as we like to say.
This text is in no name on this text, but it says that Skinner post last night cost me $300.
No.
Would have had him on the puck line. Right? I also had a puck line play on the Oil last night, so I know I don't think I had that much on it, but That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Okay, so with Arvidsson playing well right now, and it seems supposed to get healthy, Frederick and McDavid will be back. Well, quickly on Draisaitl, what of all the things they kept showing last night, could have been this one, could have been the puck. Which one do you think was the one that actually took him out of the game?
The one that looked the worst to me was when he slipped on the puck.
Yeah, his leg kind of jutted out,
He just
right?
stepped on it, and that sucks.
Can you believe getting hurt like that? I mean, the best player in the league this year steps on a puck and hurts himself.
Yeah, it seemed like one of those nights where even though they're playing the Sharks, who are a janky team,
that whole Sharks organization has just been janked to hell right now.
They're janked up. It seemed like everything was going wrong for Leon. Like, getting knocked down, getting tripped, falling backwards. That didn't look too pleasant either. And then slipping on the puck. He takes the face off a little bit later, and you could see he was very uncomfortable. Tells TD something, and then doesn't finish the game. It almost felt like it was just like all of those things, and he's just like
enough's enough.
Enough's enough. Screw this. Something's wrong. I need to take myself out. I don't know if that is truly the case, but it felt that way. You got a thoroughbred and nothing's going right, and he's just, screw this. You guys go take care of this crap, and they did. I don't know. Jim Matheson pointed something out. They haven't called anyone up just yet. I haven't seen anything from.
Yeah, somebody in the chat earlier in the text line was like, "Can they call up a center because Nuge and Henrique are kind of the only ones that they could play. They've played Janmark at center, but Kapanen played center. But you can't roll. It could be ugly against the Kings if you're rolling Janmark and Kapanen as your
and his 38%
fourth line centers.
So maybe Leon's okay and can play.
It has to be the puck one. Like all those other incidents, I didn't see anything that would remotely take him out of a game.
And his last injury was a hamstring, by the way.
Okay, so that's not ideal.
Yeah.
Not ideal. KB says, stepping on the puck 100%. Every time I've done that, my leg was janked for a good week. Funny jank text. Keep those rolling in here today at 780-218-9999. Okay, so McDavid be back here at some point. Frederick's coming soon.
Yeah. We're
not sure what's going to happen with Evander Kane as far as the timeline goes. You have to hope that it's nothing serious with Draisaitl and he's going to be back. Tommy, we were running the line combinations today because somebody asked us this morning, like, do you think, Herdman's playing Trev right now in Tecmo. Hey, what are the teams, boys?
Green Bay
and Tampa. Trev, you're Green Bay again? I played Trev this morning.
How'd it go?
I beat him 31-0. But I beat Hernan 35-0 a couple days ago. So it's actually not that bad.
Yeah. Trev, when it comes to video games, he's quite good.
Well, he's a gamer. He's learning tech.
He truly is. And I feel like he's going to rise quickly.
He's committed to the craft, I think.
Yeah,
he's committed to the craft. So we got a Tampa Bay Green Bay Tecmo game going on over there right now. I have signed us up for a Twitch account. It'll be twitch.com/Yeg Sports Talk. And that's where we'll be streaming our regular season.
Tube Socks, nice job with the graphics.
He did that little graphic in the corner there. Nice. It looks pretty sharp.
Touch.
Okay, so what is the Oilers lineup?
Ew.
If everybody is healthy for game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
And I'm including Evander Kane.
Evander Kane.
Well, do you want to? Okay,
sure.
So let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's build it first without Evander Kane. And then we'll slot Evander Kane in and move some things around.
Okay.
Is that okay? This is a fun game.
Absolutely.
If you would like to play, 780-218-9999. If everybody's healthy, with the exception of Kane to start, what is your playoff lineup? And it's kind of a fun discussion to have because we're not seeing anything remotely close to it right now.
No.
So 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. For those of you talking about defense, I don't care about defense. We're just building the forward group here. Okay.
How do you really feel?
Defense. As a group, they'll have to play good team defense.
Very nice.
But I think the blue line pair should probably write themselves. Okay, Tommy.
Yeah,
so we got 97 and 29.
Yep.
Is Nuge the third line center or is Henrique the third line center?
It seems like it's trending towards Nugent Hopkins being third line center.
Okay, and then Henrique's your fourth line center.
Yeah.
Okay, what a strong group down the middle.
That is a strong group down the middle.
You could put that group down the middle against any single team in the National Hockey League.
Yep.
So that's always a strength you can have.
Very good.
All right, the right side will be Hyman.
Yeah, with 97, yes.
And Arvidsson.
With 29,
With 29, okay. Connor Brown, who's he playing with? Nuge or Henrique?
I would put him to start with Henrique.
Okay. And then where are we going to fit Tomasek?
Oh, God.
Let's, so Brown goes there. Left side, who's with McDavid if Nuge is at center? Frederick? Skinner? Podkolzin? Would Podkolzin still be with Draisaitl?
I think Podkolzin will be with Draisaitl.
Okay.
And you know what? He's played good the last couple of games.
Yeah, he has.
Still can't score.
Not sure he ever will.
That's a good point.
But he does a lot. Well, he'll get one. He'll get a couple in the playoffs.
His game will not change in the playoffs. And I think he's got a style that will work well in the postseason. I'd put Janmark. Let's just fill in what we think.
Janmark with Henrique.
Yeah, reunite that line on the fourth line.
So then we have Frederick and Skinner.
Maybe start Frederick with McDavid.
Okay.
See how that goes.
Okay.
We're going without Kane.
Who else are we? No, there's no Kane on this first one. Who are we missing here? Perry's still here.
I would put Perry with Nuge on the right side.
Kapanen.
Don't even include him.
He's not going to be in.
No. I go Jay Skinner.
Skinner here.
Yeah. That's how, without Evander Kane.
All right, so without Evander Kane, are we missing anybody? Is this it? I feel like we're missing somebody. Not Kapanen. Not Jones. Jones won't be in.
No.
I think this is it, I guess.
I think that's it.
Okay, so I guess this does kind of bring me around to the real question I want to get to, but McDavid between Hyman and Frederick, Draisaitl between Arvidsson and Podkolzin, Nuge with Perry and Skinner, and then Janmark, Henrique, and Brown from last year's playoff run, and we'll see how that goes. But they would be your fourth line, whereas right now a lot of those guys are elevated, right? So
absolutely.
Okay, so if you get to game one and Evander Kane can go, could you see a world where he's playing with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the third line? Okay, then what happens with Jeff Skinner?
He's out.
So Podkolzin stays in the lineup over a guy who has
short
15
leash.
Goals.
Short leash.
Short leash. Okay, but what's the short leash? Because his short leash isn't like, if he doesn't score, he's coming out.
No.
Because he doesn't score.
If he does diddly squat, doesn't forecheck hard, isn't effective, doesn't kill anything on the PK, he's out. And I don't want to take out a 15-goal scorer. Maybe he ends up with 17 this year. I don't know. I would also, you're not taking out Henrique. You're not taking out Janmark.
There's no way they'll take out Janmark.
No. I think the only other option would be Podkolzin.
Well, what about Corey Perry?
That's the thing, is that guy is a gamer.
I know.
And this is the playoffs.
But if he's I know.
Now, if he's dog poop.
Would he be a guy who comes out before Podkolzin to get Skinner in?
It would be between those two. Whoever's not giving you anything or whoever's giving you less, Jeff Skinner is the first guy in for that guy. For the guy who's giving you less.
Statue Boss Productions says the proof is in the pudding. KK will not hesitate to take Skinner out.
I think Statue Boss Productions is onto something.
You're probably right, man. This one is in, no name on it, but thank you very much for listening. Tell your friends how easy it is to listen live on iHeart and TuneIn. You don't know how many people, and I don't want to refer to them as, they're not idiots, but they're just unaware. But you don't know how many people when you're like, hey, you should listen to Edmonton Sports Talk. And like, it's tough online. And then you're like, well, you should just listen to them on iHeart. And they're like, hey, that's how I listen to The Bear. Like,
yeah,
it's very simple.
Our station is on every radio station app, like all the other stations.
So many people listen to radio stations online anyway, but they're just like, I don't know. But you're like, it's on iHeart. They say, oh, really? Oh, okay.
It's very easy.
Yeah. Anyway, tell your friends about it on iHeart.
Reed ran into somebody at Escott's wedding, and they asked him where he was, and he's like, I'm with Edmonton Sports Talk. He's like, I don't know how to listen to that. And he goes, well, how do you listen to Chad? He goes, iHeartRadio. We're right there.
I know.
Like we signed two big deals our first year, TuneIn and iHeart.
And iHeart, yeah.
That's why we did this.
That's why we did it. So it's very easy for you to listen because
Yes.
that's where you listen to all other radio stations online anyway. We just weaseled our way in there. So it's easy to listen to.
Well, we are a radio station that forgoes the signal.
Yeah, just a digital station.
I don't know if you've noticed the signal's not doing good.
Yeah. Frederick McDavid and Hyman Pods, Draisaitl, and Arvidsson. Skinner, Nuge, and Brown. Janmark, Henrique, and Perry. So that guy who texted in has basically flipped Connor Brown and Corey Perry, which I would have time for. Sure. I mean, I'd be okay with that. Yeah. Perry and Brown pretty much going to be locked in as those guys in the bottom six on your right side. The Gord father says, guys, Skinner looked good with McDavid the last couple of games before Connor's injury. He's got to be back there to start again. Hampton Steve's lineup for game one, assuming they're all healthy. And you can put Kane into it now because we've had that conversation ourselves. Skinner, McDavid, Hyman, Frederick, Draisaitl, Arvidsson,
Ooh.
Kane, Nuge, Perry.
I like that one.
Janmark, Henrique, Brown. However, I think Skinner will be the odd man out. Frederick will be with McDavid, and Podkolzin will be with Leon.
Yes, Hampton Steve, I'm thinking the same as you here.
That's probably how you would look at it.
And there's still flexibility.
Guys, not what you think will happen. Instead, what would you want to happen? Does Skinner crack the playoff lineup on day one? Well, I'll lay it out for you how I would do it.
Yeah.
I would go. Okay, so if Kane's in, I would go. I'd go. What do you expect from Kane? Like, part of me wants to be like, I just put Kane with 97 and let him run.
Can I say real quick?
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of the sentiment in general, not everybody, is that Kane will just step in and be playoff ready. And that is so much time to miss.
It is a lot of time to miss.
So I think he's going to be rusty.
See, yeah, Kane could be the in and out guy in the lineup.
Yep.
He might not like that, but as he gets ramped back up and get back up to speed, it might be like he's in for a game, then Podkolzin's in for a game or something along those lines.
Sure.
But if they are healthy, I guess the experiment that we were kind of doing here, if they are healthy, it's a pretty good lineup.
Yes.
Like if they're healthy again and Janmark, Henrique, and Brown are your fourth line, that's a pretty decent lineup again.
Mm-hmm.
So you do think they'll go into the playoffs with the big three centers down the middle, eh?
It feels like it's going that way. That's why I said it. And even listening to Knobloch, we were before they took off after practices and in his press conferences, he's kind of talked about Nugent Hopkins at center, says he likes it. To me, that's a subtle tell from him. Very much unlike his ability to dictate or pinpoint when guys will return from injury, which might be clever deception on his part. I don't know yet.
I'm just messing around. If they put Nuge back up on McDavid's wing, what could it look like?
Do you like that idea?
Well, I'm going to do that. I'm writing it down right now, and then I'm going to see if I like it.
You can do it in game too.
You can do it in game. And then who's your fourth line center though? If you're going McDavid, Draisaitl, Henrique down the middle,
I don't think you're calling up Derek.
I don't think Derek Ryan's playing fourth line center for you in the playoffs. No. Matthias Janmark, as a fourth line center with
what they're doing.
Perry and Connor.
Perry's been shifted over to the left side sometimes.
So you could go Perry, Brown, and Janmark.
Yeah.
Because I was just looking at, let's say Nuge is with 97 and Hyman, and then I'd put Skinner. This would be me, I guess. McDavid, Nuge, Hyman to start the playoffs. Draisaitl, Skinner, Arvidsson. Henrique between Kane and Frederick. And then Janmark with Brown and Perry. And Podkolzin would be the odd man.
And that's okay.
But
yeah.
Anyway, I think they've got one extra forward that you're okay playing.
Yeah.
You know, like they've got 13 forwards if Kane is healthy that you're comfortable putting in. Nothing against Kapanen. I pointed out, somebody, I pointed out on Twitter, like, I retweeted Tony Barchu and it's like, Kapanen's going to be in the top six again. And I was just like, the guy has one goal in this last 34 games, just still playing in the top six. And somebody replied to me, was just like, here's Dusty with trying to become the new spec with an awful take. I'm like, wait a second. Not having Kapanen in the top six with one goal in 34 games and not liking it is an awful take. What are we talking about here? I mean, the guy, when healthy, is not in the lineup. It's that simple. I'd be stunned. Like, who are you taking out of that lineup that we just laid out there for Kasperi Kapanen?
Kasperi Kapanen, 60 games played, 6 goals, 7 assists, -19. His last goal.
You're hoping he can become a Yes Sapuljarvi.
Oh, God.
But from a production perspective, I mean,
Yeah.
Puljujarvi had 35-point season. Like, Kapanen, what are we doing here? He's a place filler until they're healthy.
His last goal was January 23rd against Vancouver. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4 assists since. So you're telling me in 2 months plus 4 assists in the top 6 is adequate? I said this on the pre or post game show last night. My dad, God bless him, Reno, would always say this thing about some players. He'd be like, that guy goes 1,000,000 miles an hour and looks good, but does nothing. That's Kapanen. And a couple of people said, well, he had a couple of good rushes and then he took shots right at the goalie's chest. And I'm like, that's what my dad meant. It's an oversimplification. He was telling, he'd be bitching at me in the car on my way home from a game where I played play bad or someone else. He'd be like, that guy goes 1,000,000 miles an hour, looks good doing it, but does nothing ultimately. To me, that's kind of Kasperi Kapanen. He has all the tools. He really does. But there are no results.
Yeah, none. What are Podkolzin's numbers?
Let me look those up for you.
Yeah, because I see Dane Britton. Dane, thanks for being here, man. Hammer the thumbs up. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, we'd appreciate that. It says Podkolzin and what Jesse Puljujarvi would have been if he could have skated. But I'm just like, but what's the production level on Podkolzin?
Okay.
Who spent most of the season with Leon Draisaitl.
All right, so we went back to January 23rd, the last goal that Kapanen scored.
Okay, so you're going to try to do something
Let's go
similar?
back to January 23rd. Well, the last goal Kapanen scored was a couple weeks ago, but Podkolzin, since January, let's say 15th, that's where he scored that one goal against Minnesota. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 assists and 1 goal. Since January 15th. 1 goal and 4 assists.
Yeah, not great numbers. Like,
no. Now, he has spent some time on the 3rd and 4th line. In that period.
Yeah, you can move him around. I don't mind his game, but let's not act like he's a game changer that can't come out of the lineup.
There were people twisting themselves into pretzels trying to convince themselves and others that he was a top 6 caliber forward, which he's not.
I think, and he's under contract next year, if you could develop a third line and Podkolzin's on that third line and can find some offense, he could be a pretty valuable player for the team. I do believe that. I do believe that.
Yeah.
But like the offense just isn't there. How many goals does he have on the season? Did you say, was he at 6?
Kapanen is.
No, but how many is Podkolzin at on the season?
Podkolzin has 7.
Yeah, like we're sitting here talking about these guys and the roles that they played, and everybody is still shit on Jesse Puljujarvi. And he had 15 goals in 55 games one year and had 14 goals and 36 points in 65 games the year before he got ran out of town. So it's just like, I don't like that production's just simply not good enough. It's not if you're going to play with those guys.
Right.
It wasn't back then. So why is it now? I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense.
The team's better. I think that probably glosses it over a bit. Podkolzin did have a 3-game goal scoring streak.
Yeah. So that, yeah. I mean, at one point. So
half
the
of
rest
goals,
of the year, he's got 3 goals, like 4 goals.
I tried saying this,
but I like what Podkolzin brings to the table. You're going to play him with Draisaitl when Skinner's got 15 goals, and like Skinner's going to sit there and watch as a healthy scratch when you got guys out there who can't.
But he doesn't
piss a drop
Leon.
offensively. Like
doesn't dig pucks for Leon.
I don't know.
I
don't want to sound anti Podkolzin because
I'm not. Because he does have value.
He does have value, but I like to think he automatically has to be in the playoff lineup. I mean, I know you're a Matthias Janmark guy, and I know they're not going to take Matthias Janmark out.
I will live by
Matthias
that.
Janmark is shittier offensively than all those guys.
He really is not good offensively.
It's just he hasn't shot a puck past a goalie all season. It's April.
That is correct.
That dude can come out of the lineup too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he won't. But,
he kills penalties.
But the good news is that if Kane's healthy, they got 13 forwards I like in the lineup.
Yep. I had a great, not a great conversation. I remember this exchange with Shoggy watching a game one night. And we were watching Podkolzin. And he looked at me and he goes, "So you really don't think Podkolzin's a top 6 forward?" I was like, "No, he is not." And he gave me the, interesting. And I was like, "What do you mean? Interesting. He doesn't, there's no offense there." Anyway, I love, it's good because we don't always see eye to eye, and then DMB gets in the conversations too. Yeah. And it's the different methods with which we view the game. But I just remember him being, and I anytime Shoggy says stuff like that to me, I second guess myself because I remember growing up watching, he's been like a big brother. And I was just like, no, I gotta I'm a man too now, damn it. I gotta stand by what I said. And I'm like, no, Shoggy, I just don't think he's a top 6 type guy. He can, and I said he can moonlight.
Draisaitl likes him though.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. But at some point you need production offensively.
Well, maybe Arvidsson is just going to be that guy on that line. Well, you know, like he's been doing well lately.
Yeah.
So he's the one who's more paid. Like he should be the offensive guy on that line alongside Leon as well. All right, let's dive into your Popeyes headlines. If you're looking for a bite to eat, I mean, Reed Wilkins is on vacation. There's a really good chance he's probably sitting at a Popeyes right now.
That sound of the day you guys were playing with the kid?
Yeah, he was good. I don't think my computer's up anymore. Well, but yeah, that was great.
But the one where Reed Wilkins, when he discovered Popeyes.
Yeah. You know, I was going to try it, and I was thinking, it might be good. But, man, that's a great clip, though.
That was hilarious.
That kid is hilarious.
It also highlights how stupid social media is. That these little things like that create stars. Like Haktua girl.
Yeah, but she's like dead now or something. Like, she's gone.
She's been, I think, cleared of all
she still hasn't been seen, right? Is she not?
Did she have to go to court?
Yeah, but I haven't seen a single post of her anywhere.
Probably a good thing.
She came out of nowhere, ripped everybody off,
and
then like disappeared.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of weird. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. And if you have not yet subbed to the channel, please do. We would very much appreciate that as we make our push up towards 12,000 subs. And when we hit 12,000 subs, Maddie will let us do like a cool graphic and stuff that we can put out on social, sweet. I think. So that'll be kind of fun. That'll be a big one. All right. So this question came up this morning on the Nielson show. I want to continue it here on the oil stream. How much or how has Pickard changed the conversation in between the pipes when Skinner returns from injury? Because we started it on our fan zone today being like, is Pickard now the number one? Like, has he stolen Skinner's job while Skinner was hurt? And if not, how much has the conversation changed? Because he's now 20 wins, 8 losses, and 1 on the year. And in his last 10, he's been one of the best goalies in the league since the Four Nations. I think Chris Johnson pointed that out this morning. Where's that conversation at right now, do you think, Tommy? Like,
I think it has changed. And what a luxury to have 2 quality goaltenders. I know what people are thinking right now after making that statement.
You are hilarious. Eric's hot take yesterday was the Oilers have the 2 best backups in the league.
I saw that. That was great.
That was kind of a funny take.
Well played. It has changed the conversation. And I think that even though they are loyal to Stu, now it's going to be very much easier to go to Calvin Pickard. I think they'll go to Pickard quicker, call it the leash, shorter for Skinner. I think that is legit a thing, but I think they'll, bless you.
Excuse me.
I think they'll stay loyal to Stu, see what he's got in a couple of games when he gets back here before the end of the regular season. I think he's your game 1 starter unless he's not healthy. And then if he falters or they notice cracks in his game, I think they'll be much quicker to go to Calvin Pickard, who has been just very steady.
Yeah, we're not going is it a 1A, 1B? Or a 2A, 2B? Like, however you want to describe it. Is it an A-B situation?
Yeah, I think it's evolved into an A-B. I think you could call it that. I think that's
close
fair.
To an A-B situation.
Yeah, and guess what? Tandems are used quite a bit throughout the regular season, in the postseason, historically. It's not uncommon. You would like, in a perfect world, your number 1 to be rock steady the entire way. This season, obviously, and unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. And keep in mind, Stu's in his 3rd full NHL season.
So are we at the position where, let's say Skinner returns from injury? He plays. Doesn't play well. He's coming off injury, whatever. If you just think that's how he's played so far, whatever. Then they go to Pickard. Pickard plays well and wins. If Skinner's still the guy, he'd probably get that next start after it.
I think so.
So is that still where they're at?
I think so.
Okay, so it's not like if Skinner plays poorly, then Pickard plays well in the game.
Yeah.
To me, I think they should be at a spot where Pickard would get the next start. And then if he doesn't play well, then you go back to Skinner. And if Skinner plays well, then he gets the next start. But you still think they'll manage it as...
they'll lean towards
okay.
Stu.
All right.
Now, I don't think it's leaning as heavily as before. But I think
it can't be.
I don't
know how it could
not
be,
with
right?
the performance and results this year.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Bones says Tua's podcast has just started again. That's a weird thing for Bones to know.
Tua Tagovailoa?
Yeah. No, Tua, Hawk Tua girl.
Oh, Hawk
He
Tua.
says, I don't know why Bones has such a good read on that, but Brother Morg says Southgate 780, not fully aware it's t-shirt launch day. They are giving me one, but maybe drop a holler to a door to tell them to get all stores to display.
Didn't the one store have them on display already? I saw a picture of it.
Yeah, some of them have, but
yeah. Are you texting him?
Yeah, I'm just going to give him a heads up.
You're like Pete Greggy, but in the world of EST merchandise.
Pete Greggy.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, if anybody's listening at Cool Bet, let's get that up there.
They're always, they don't mess around. Oh, I'm gonna say, just a heads up, because then I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, just a heads up, because maybe some of the stores aren't on it. Plus, I plan on going to Southgate after the show to grab one. So
Eric's on his way to Kingsway right now.
Is he going to Kingsway now?
Yeah, he wants a few of those.
Good. And then Dora's going to do a little run for staff here too. I just got to get all the sizes of everybody as well. Collingwood Rob says he's going back to Jeff Skinner on this. Jeff Skinner should be in for game one. He has 15 goals and has been playing well since the break. Not starting, I think, sends the wrong message to the team that if you work hard and you start seeing positive results, it gets you a ticket to the press box.
Collingwood Rob, I do not disagree with that at all. However,
you're not beholden
to Jeff Skinner next year. Just because he's played 1,000+ games, 300+ goals in the NHL doesn't mean he's automatically in the lineup. Connor Brown didn't even crack the lineup game one of it. He barely played. I don't think he even played at all in the first round last year.
Well, he's also coming off of a season where he won 63 games without a goal.
Poop.
He's doing his best Toby Reader impression.
Anyway, like just because you're a veteran, I don't think automatically gets you in. I would think and would prefer Jeff Skinner did play. I do recognize he has played well. So I'm on the same page as Collingwood Rob, but his coaching staff, different ideas, different methods, and we've seen that in the past. That's all I'm saying.
Quick bone to pick. We got about 5 minutes left in Oil Stream. There's over 200 people watching. We got 55 thumbs up. What's
going on here?
What are we doing here? I mean, instantly right now we could pass 100. Just like that.
Come on.
In the next 5 minutes. So if you were watching on YouTube right now, smash the thumbs up for your guys. And then swing by Popeyes a little bit later on and pick up a delicious chicken sandwich if Reed left any behind. Max Mazuzu says, if Skinner's the starter and the Oilers are up 3-0 or 3-1 in a series, they need to consider using Pickard to rest Skinner.
What?
In a series like that. I don't, man.
It's the play. It's the P-offs.
Just shut up, Tommy. just shut up.
You don't want to talk about that?
No. Oh, man. You guys watching the P-offs? Shut up.
Did you see that B-way that Connor Brown scored on last night?
What? I've never heard that term anywhere else.
I know. It was weird.
How old's Connor Brown?
30-something.
A 30-year-old using B-way?
I
get it like a Marshall's team last night. They're 9 and 10. Or I guess, 10. Yeah, 9 and 10. One of those kids, you say you see my B-way in 3-on-3, I'd be like, oh, that's cute.
Right.
That's cute. You're a cute little kid. But like
the fact that you just said shut up, Tommy, to that sums it all up.
Well, it kind of just shows, Zach, stop moving that. Leave the mouse for a second.
Stop touching stuff.
I thought you were moving stuff over there.
You're driving Hernan crazy already.
Pizza thing. Our Jess. Oh, Jess, anything for you, Jess. I'd love to do this. Can we get a cousin Eddie? That's me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jess. Touching Wade Newton's hair. That's Tom, if you get enough thumbs up.
Do it.
Where Tommy's just, she said if you get enough thumbs up, Tommy's just like, do it.
Oh, yeah, thumbs up. Thumbs up first.
We're at 82.
Nice.
We're at 82. So if we get 18 more thumbs up, I'll kind of push my hair up, and then I'll touch his hair.
Can you say the line that, because I watched the best of Cousin Eddie the other day.
What does he say to?
He said, He's like, do you need a bodyguard? I'd die for you. And then he pats him on the head, and Wayne Newton just like looks off camera. You're like, wow.
I'm afraid I'll cut my hand by putting it by your hair.
No, it's Chantal didn't
if you put your hand in my hair, it'll just get stuck. It's
mop.
like,
I saw you the other day, and I'm like, oh man, the fro is
that was fresh out of the pool in a shower.
Yeah.
It was like
it's bouncy.
That's when I came back from the pool, like between shows.
It's got that curl to it. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You want to touch my hair, Tommy?
I could, I guess.
200 likes.
I'll touch it if you touch it.
I would never. You want to touch each other's hair at the exact same time?
We are weird.
That's okay. We're 16 likes away. Sorry, Jess.
Yeah.
I'll touch Tommy's hair for you, though.
Sure.
Come here, Tommy.
All right.
What did I say? Okay. Do you need a bodyguard?
I'd die for you.
Do you need a bodyguard? I'd die for you. Oh, that is nice, buddy. That's nice. It's soft but firm.
Yeah.
God, that's real nice. I'm petting you like a puppy right now. Tommy, Sarah, who has better hair right now? Tommy or me? Careful. You're going to get stuck in there.
We're so weird. Thank you, Jess.
Oh, wow. My hair is way worse than I thought it was. I'm looking back. My feet's a little bit behind. I gotta trim that up. I've been saying that for a long time.
We look like two idiots. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's a good relationship. All right. 780-218-9998. What do you think happens against the Kings? If Draisaitl can't go, I think it's bare butt spanking time on Saturday. I'm a little worried about it.
I'd like one of those good effort, close but no cigar losses. I'd love to be pleasantly surprised. Seriously. Like, these
Imagine
guys,
if they didn't have Leon or Connor and went into LA and beat the Kings.
that would be wonderful.
That would be
tough.
huge for the overall group's confidence going into the playoffs.
Yeah. Could happen, I suppose. Could happen. But LA is playing really well.
The doc over in the chat says EST for tender on-air moment of the year nominee. me petting Tommy's head like a puppy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm just a little worried about the. But here's the thing. So Draisaitl hurt, whatever. If he's out for any sort of amount of time and they lose to the Kings, you're not expecting them to win the game. That's okay.
Yeah.
And then if you can beat Anaheim, you're coming home with a 3-1 trip.
That's a good trip.
That's a good trip.
Yep.
Like there's a very easy path to a good trip here, I think. And we'll see how the lineup looks on Saturday. What time do you guys get going?
1:00.
The GCL Diesel pregame show?
That's right.
1:00 tomorrow.
Yeah, we have Hello Hockey from 10 to noon. We're going to be inside studio here. And then I think it's the Pipeline show right after. I know Guy had an extended show recently, but I think it'll fit in nicely. We're talking about the scheduling. And then myself, Reed, and Hernan will have the pregame and postgame show.
What?
Yeah.
Reed comes straight out of vacation and right back into the mix.
Yeah. So Cass is away.
I like this.
Gager's away. Belzy's away. He's got ID camps for his team next year already.
Yeah.
I was going to get Devin Dubnyk to fill in. Doobie's up for it, but he's in Cabo.
Oh, tough
so
life.
Like, let me know. Yeah. Doobie, I like Doobie. He's a good dude.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, so you're in Cabo. They don't have internet?
He's literally flying when the game's on.
I'm kidding.
A bit tough.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But I mean, so instead you get a guy who was basically doing the other post-game show in town for a dozen years.
That's what makes ours the best.
That's why it's the best one. We have the two best post-game show hosts in town on the exact same show a lot of nights. So
we're lucky.
It's terrific.
It is.
Who's playing out there right now? Dallas. Oh, wow.
Oh, go Cards.
Blue guys,
gang.
Dallas. Maddie's playing with Arizona.
Yeah,
that could be an even game.
Arizona wasn't very good in the early 90s, were they?
No, they were not.
Yeah.
We do not use them on that game very often. I played against Trev. I used Atlanta today. Had Eric Dickerson at running back.
Ooh, he's quite good.
And then Andre Rison at receiver and Dion, primetime, actually.
Former Toronto Argo.
Atlanta
Andre
was
Rison.
actually pretty good. All right, Zacticum, what's coming up on EST Afternoons, buddy? What do you got?
Well, with the Japanese Grand Prix this weekend, of course, the boys will be talking some F1.
I was going to say, so Gager's not going to be on at all? He's just sitting there watching FP1?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Horaney will be hopping on. We got highlights, lowlights from the game yesterday, and Zach to the future as well. Lots of Oilers talk, lots of F1 talk. And
Hernan puts together Zach to the future, right?
He was putting it together last night.
Was he?
Actually.
And they test me with the name.
You're in for a tough one, big boy.
He's going to test you with the name?
Yeah, they tried Ally of Freddy last week, and I was like, I knew that one. Like there was a couple, but I got stumped on the one that
that's good. I hope Hernan gets you today. We'll see.
Probably will.
What time's that at? What time's Zach to the future at?
Clipped in for 140.
140. All right. So that's coming up a little bit later on right here. And then the Reed Wilkins show. I believe Paul Sir is going to be on talking some hoops with the boys today. And Matty Iwanek in with Glue Guy. Reed Wilkins obviously back on the air tomorrow with pre and post, and then back on his show on Monday. And I'll be back on Monday as well. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Hey, if you want to play poker tournament Sunday night. Check in with your dad. Let me know if you guys need tickets.
I'll let him know.
Because we'll get going on that. We're going to do one on Sunday night, which should be a lot of fun. So I'll talk to you a lot of there. We'll be streaming that as well. Smash the thumbs up for us before you take off on Oil Stream. And more importantly, stick around for EST Afternoons, whether you're on TuneIn, iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, or YouTube. Turn on autoplay. For Tom Gazzola, I'm Dustin Nielson. We'll talk to you on Monday.